Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is a special edition of the NFC Championship game on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl. And we've got a classic in store between the New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The excitement level around here at a fever pitch as we're underway in the 2020 NFC Championship game. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback, a multiple-time Pro Bowler. It's, of course, Eli Manning.
I still remember a scouting report that a former Giants GM had on Eli Manning coming out of Mississippi. He simply said he has it. And we always talk about the it factor, which means they're going to play large in big moments, in key situations, and Eli Manning has always had that.
Throwing on first down is Manning. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Pilot, 64, win.
Shotgun now for Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To throw is Brees. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. I love that play because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Working from the gun, it's Brees. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards is the pickup, first down New Orleans. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Shotgun now for Brees. And this is Cook with a grab. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So after the run by Kamara, now another first and 10. Into the red zone, it's Brees. That'll be complete to Cook. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. No score after one on EA Sports. Four receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. Brees now. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Sheds, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys are on the board first here tonight. I think that's the dream start right there. The defense stands up on the opening drive, then they go right down the field and score.
It's a positive start for your offense and your defense. And when you're talking about playoff football, what a great way to get things going.
Everything is magnified and amped up a little bit more.
To put it mildly.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So that drive 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was finished by the touchdown run from the 15. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, only thing larger than his name is wingspan as he knocks that one away. On second down, here's Barkley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Brees now on first down. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. From the gun, it's Brees. Complete to Bryant. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us, as always, as he will start to look ahead to Super Bowl 53. Throwing now is Brees. It's caught by Bryant. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, it's Brees. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 8 yards out. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. And New York set to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. On 1st and 10, here's Manning. Finds his tight end, Ingram. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Now Manning got to hurry him to the line here. To throw again on 2nd down. Manning, catch made by Slayton. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
It's just me and you.
Now Manning. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. So unable to get any yardage at all off of the screen there on 3rd down.
And ordinarily on 3rd down, that's when you want to bring pressure. You get all your guys who want to get after the quarterback. But how about the patience they showed? Read the play, snuffed it out, and made a nice stop.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now this is fielded in the end zone, so a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give the tackle to Tease Tabor that time. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the Battle of the Sea. He will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, time to look ahead to the AFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns doing battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half, as one of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To find out who, let's turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Halas Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He got 29 yards that time.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Kamara. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Ready. You ready? 55. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Brees, a quick throw out to Thomas. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
Ready? 5-8, 5-8. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
2nd and 5 now. Brees, he's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. Marcus Golden coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now after the sack of Brees, and the Saints up against it here. Brees now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And now the ball comes out. Manning lost it.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Here we go.
Manning going to hand it off to Barkley. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Giants on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and a mile. Manning now to throw. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
I'm coming after you.
The Giants do snap it. It's Manning. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Throwing on 1st down is Brees. And Cook has it, left side. Sets him up nicely, 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Well, Charles, fans around here, they were already talking Super Bowl. They've made plans. You just can't look past anybody in this league, especially this deep into the playoffs.
You would think that every year that message would sink in, and it feels like every year we see something like this, especially the way they're handling it. All right, you didn't expect this part to happen, but when you're playing this deep in the playoffs, every team's dangerous.
They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Manning. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time? Hopefully with...
And he's hit and taken down. Eli sacked. Third and long for the Giants, and Eli following the sack. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd and long, it's Manning. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here's Riley Dixon now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Brees is looking to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they take a knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11.
95, 56. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
And they will take a knee here. And they get to hoist the Hallis Trophy. Unbelievable victory. Moving on to the Super Bowl.
I only hope that these players understand exactly who is behind that trophy. George S. Hallis, one of the creators of this great game of football of ours and creator of the NFL. What an amazing feeling and an amazing accomplishment.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.